Today about something that's very special to me, and that is art. Original art that you've purchased, or art that you've actually done yourself, that you've created yourself. And one thing that I've written an article about this, and I'm just going to kind of cover the key points, and I encourage you to go have a look at the article, because in that I've left some pictures of the art that I'm talking about. But anyway, the thing about art is that it connects the memory at a very deep level. And one of the things that a lot of people want to do in their lifetime is have their portrait taken. It's one of those things that it seems very regal and long-lasting, and just a gift that you can leave as a legacy. But very few of us get to do it, because unless you've got an artist friend who likes to paint portraits, or you've got a lot of money to commission someone to do it for you, it doesn't happen. But I was very fortunate in my life that I came across an opportunity that led me to a portrait that someone did of me. Now, the story is, as all downsizing stories, very complex. It started with a trip that I made to India. And a friend of mine, who I was actually a teacher of mine, who was teaching Sanskrit at the University of Colorado, encouraged me to stop in and visit her mom in London on my way to India. And I did. I met Patience Fremantle, and I fell in love with her elegance, with her beauty, and her art collection. She was a painter, and she had her room in Earl's Court full of paintings. And I just thought it was so incredible. I'd never met an artist. I'd never met a painter. But I went on to India and had many experiences indelibly ingrained in my brain. And then I came back to London and stayed with Patience again for several months. I got sick. I was not in a very good state when I came back. She healed me and helped me to grow. Took me shopping, had my hair done, bought me some clothes. She was just one of those people, right, who has such a memory in my heart. But Patience was an excellent, amazing artist. And one day she said, "Let's paint you." And she took me upstairs to her studio in the top of her house, and I sat there for several days, on and off for hours, as she painted me. And she just used a palette knife. It was the most amazing situation, and I'm going to show you the painting in just a second. But she and I became good friends, and I came back to the States, but I didn't take the picture with me, stayed with her. 20 years later, I went back to London, and Patience was dying. She was very ill and in her bed. And I went over there with her daughter, Francesca, my friend, and we talked about times and stories. And just coincidentally, I happened to be wearing a peach-colored top, a shawl. And she said, "Oh, Margaret, that was the color that you had on the day that I painted your picture." And I said, "Oh my goodness." I have goosebumps right now actually talking about it. And she said, "Oh, I've kept it upstairs. Why don't you go find it?" And we did. And it was like uncovering a jewel. And I found it, and she allowed me to take it home. And I've kept it in my home ever since. And it's been carried around the world with me for 20 years. Okay, so what is a site that's talking about downsizing, talking about keeping something, a painting, a big painting that I've carried around for 20 years? Well, this is the beauty of the story of downsizing for me. It's not about giving everything away and throwing everything out with the bathwater, basically, the baby with the bathwater. It's about choosing the things that mean a lot to you and keeping them. And if needs be, carry them around the world. Now, I want to show you this painting. I hope I can do this without filling up the screen, because it is a big painting. And it's in a beautiful frame, which, worst comes to worst, I probably could take the painting off the frame just to be able to keep this in my possession. But here it is. Here's the painting. I'll put it in front of me. Now, that is the painting of a 20-year-old Margaret. I can see myself in that painting. It's just done, as I said, with a palette knife. I should show the colors. Aren't they gorgeous? These are India colors too, and she didn't... Anyway, there you go. That's my painting. Beautiful. I kept it for lots of reasons, but the main reason is that I just want to have it as a memory of patience, as a memory of that time in my life when so much was going on. I'm going to try to place it gently down here without it falling over. So that was my beginning of my passion for art. I mean, I remembered in college I had posters all over the wall, and Modigliani was my favorite. The sensuous women, and then I got married. We had walls, empty walls, in our big 4-bedroom house to fill with art, and I did. And art became kind of a collector's art for me, and I enjoyed it. And then the divorce came, and I decided, well, I had to move into a smaller place, and my art had to find a home. And so I downsized most of that art that we had purchased. I gave some to my ex-husband, of course, and we split it up, and I kept the things that I loved, and he took the things he wanted. And the art then, what did I do with the rest of it? Well, this may be a challenge that you're facing. Basically, I gave it away. I donated. Of course, the art had great financial value to me, but I just couldn't think about that as I was trying to make the decision, where to put it. So the art that I bought, I gave away. There was a charity in Seattle that it sold art for a homeless center that actually built an art gallery, and the young homeless people would put their pictures up there, and they would manage the art gallery, and then these paintings went to fund the operational cost. So that was a part of it. I took some to the Salvation Army. I had a lot of maps. I collected maps of India in big frames, and I took them all out and rolled them up in ribbons and gave them to my friends. And as I said in the article, it was like giving part of my heart away. It's only because I'd given the paintings to charity and the pictures to my friends that I felt okay, that I was giving them to a place where they were going to be loved and neat and useful, and that was it. And so for me, that giving away of the ones that were super important, they were imbued with memories, as you can imagine. Your art too. If you're an artist, if you've got a basement full or an attic full of paintings you've drawn, gosh, every one had an inspiration. Every one had a message, a story. And if you collected art, you chose that over other things you could have purchased. And I know from experience just how expensive original art is and should be. Artists need to be rewarded for the work that they do. I'm a huge believer in that, so I never hesitated about prioritizing. I suppose I could be putting my grandkids through college now with the money that I spent on art, but I didn't. Anyway, so how to let go of your original art collection is hard. I have kept this painting I showed you of me, and also 2 other paintings. One is Marianne Rock, which I actually have got in a suitcase stored because I don't want to lose it. She's a tremendous artist of women. These are Northwest United States artists. And the other one was Anne Martin McCool. And I've got one little painting here by her that I absolutely adore too. And you'll see the color similarities, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, that's one by Anne Martin McCool. It's a lovely piece. I really love it. And so I've kept that one too. And again, if I needed to take it out of the frame, I would. But these won't leave me ever. These will be given to my family. I think they would enjoy them. And if not, they'll find a home for them. This is the big challenge of older women particularly is, kids don't want our stuff. But I think these are precious enough that hopefully they'll stay in the family. So that's my how to let go of your original art and keep the memories in your heart instead. Go ahead and read the article if you're interested. I try to put my heart and soul into these articles I write and these videos because I want to inspire you. You can do it too. So take very good care if you're on that journey for letting go of original art or art you've painted yourself. It's hard, I know, but hopefully this has been some inspiration to you. Have a very good day, everybody, on your downsizing journey. Look forward to continuing the conversation. Take care for now. Bye-bye.